Hey guys, Ryvoons here. So the new Forspoken game is a huge train wreck. It's getting ripped apart by critics. On Metacritic it's sitting at a meta score of just 67 from critics and just 3.7 out of 10 from audiences. So gamers really don't like it. And this is for the PS5 version. Let's take a look if the PC version is any better. Whoops, no it's not. It's even worse. It's sitting at just 2 out of 10 on the PC version. There aren't any critic reviews yet, but we've got the user score. So people really don't like it. And some folks in the media are going crazy over that. They're calling the gamers racists or misogynists or just straight up haters for no reason. And as usual, use their review bombing argument. I mean, it's kinda hilarious seeing them so furious. But not all of them are that way. Forbes, for example, got a pretty honest article. Forspoken PS5 reviews are here and they are bad. As I said previously, red flags have been going up about Square Enix Forspoken left and right as of late. The demo was not terribly well received and needed its own patch before release. The PC specs of the game were ludicrous. The dialogue in the trailers felt cringeworthy. But the idea was that perhaps the final product would surprise us, and at the very least, the cool spellcasting and creative world might overcome any issues. Turns out that is not the case. Reviews are spilling in for Forspoken and they are pretty bad. And that's even with Square Enix trying to do review score damage control. Oof, that must hurt. At least Forbes is honest. As usual, they're always trying to do damage control and claim those bad reviews are just angry, misogynistic, racist review bombers just hating on the game, giving it a bad review for no reason. As I write this, Forspoken currently has a 68 on OpenCritic with only 32% of critics recommending it. It has a 66 on Metacritic. In the context of other video game releases, these are bad scores, bad aggregates. These are numbers no studio wants to see in an industry where 90 plus is a potential game of the year, 85 plus is enough to land your team potential bonuses, and 75 plus is considered pretty good. If you're landing in the 60s in these aggregates, that's a bad sign. Here, Forspoken 66 is only 5 points above 2022 Saints Row reboot at a 61, widely thought to be one of the biggest misses of last year. So Forspoken is in the same ballpark as the Saints Row reboot, which was a huge disaster. People hated it. It was simply a woke cash grab. But even major outlets don't like Forspoken. Like IGN, they gave it a 6 out of 10 and said Forspoken's flashy combat and parkour can be fun, but they aren't enough to make its cliché story and bare-bones open world very interesting to explore. GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10 and said Forspoken is visually stimulating and a musical delight, but boring combat, poor characterization and loose movement mechanics make for a mediocre experience. And GamesRadar also gave it a 5 out of 10 and said, Forspoken shines brightest when its protagonist is dipping, ducking and diving along the generally striking world of Athia while casting a variety of spells. But the standard fish out of water fantasy story of Frey only subtracts from the experience. So even major outlets have a rather negative opinion on the game. And actual gamers, audiences, fans, they are even more critical. Like this comment right here. Wow, this game is really bad. Somehow the writers, if there actually were any, have managed to create possibly the most irritating and unlikable character in the history of gaming, who is incapable of uttering a single sentence without swearing constantly. She's bitter, mean and just horrible in every way. Apparently there's a narrative, but good luck figuring out what that is, as the writing is terrible. Not even the gameplay or game world are well done. The combat and traversal just feel too floaty. The enemies, a lot of which are just animals in the game world, are the most generic dull creations you can imagine. And so on. You get the point. People hate it. Well, and we got one person who has some critical things to say about those people that don't like Forsaken. The original God of War director David Scott Jeff says widespread panning of Forspoken is driven by a-holes who clearly don't like women, black people or PlayStation. Ah, of course, as usual. It's always the same arguments. It's just name calling, that's it. Here's his tweet. I'm inches from pulling the trigger on Forspoken at $70. Part of it is the good stuff I'm hearing from people who are playing it and the fact I did enjoy the demo. The other part is I want to buy it to spite the a-holes who clearly don't like women, black people or PlayStation. Wow, people like this are just delusional. From all of the reviews I've seen, barely a single one even mentioned the race of the character or the gender. 99% are honest reviewers, honest gamers who just don't like the game. But it will be fun to see where all of this will go. I'm really curious for the sales numbers for this game. But what's your opinion on it? Will you get it or not? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Help me reach 200 subscribers, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.